I've been in Nigeria since the end of last month, and when I arrived, it's the usual drill. My passport was taken by the immigration department, asking if I have approval to enter the country. So I just abandoned the passport because it didn't physically restrain me. I went to look for my bags. When I got back, I demanded for my passport, and they gave it back to me. So I decided not to make a fuss about that. But I came here for a trial that was supposed to be yesterday. But while I was in Nigeria, I had an encounter with the police on my way to the airport. I mean, not to the airport, but on the airport highway, International Airport Highway, when I was going for an interview. And so I filmed it, and it was a place where they had set up the illegal extortion roadblocks and uploaded on my website, on my social media handles.
Hello, sir. Hello.
How are you? Which one? I want to cause traffic for this place again. Not be airport road be this, huh? Wanna come up for roads? Wanna come up for roads? No, wind this place down. Why not? We are not parking. You are not supposed to be causing traffic to the airport. We are not parking. Wanna calm down. Wanna calm down. Wanna calm down. We know the park. We know the park. Go and bring your guy. I know the park. Now they cause traffic for roads. We don't need this traffic. This is the airport road. This is the airport road. I know the park. I know the park. Come on for roads. Come on for road. I know the park. Go bring your commissioner. I know the park. I know the park. I know the park. When I come up for roads, God punish you too.
That got the Inspector General of Police upset. He wasn't upset, as I later learned, because I was trying to expose this man engaging in corruption, because that place is a notorious place for extortion, and it's led many Nigerians traveling internationally to miss their flights. But he was upset because as of last August, when our movement, the Take It Back movement, was organizing and bad governance protests, and he had mentioned that his tenure was expiring on September 4th, and that anything beyond September 4th, I would be against him.
President Bola Tinubu appointed Detention as the IGP in June 2023 for 4 years. He was 59 years old at the time. Public service rules mandate retirement at 60 years of age or after 35 years of service, whichever comes first. Detention turned 60 in September 2024, causing many Nigerians to speak up against his continuous stay in office.
That his tenure should never or would never be allocated as far as we know, because he has retired as a policeman after putting in 35 years into service and having reached the age of 60. So apparently he had kept a grudge since then. That's the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun is his name. So he was looking for an opportunity since then, since August last year, to get at me. When I uploaded this extortion video, which was detailing my encounter with the police, they started debating how to hunt me down. So for over 2 weeks, according to information that I later got from the police force, they were debating what is right to do, whether to arrest me or to invite me, and they settled down for a manhunt, which was to claim that I've been hiding and I was arrested, probably violently. But the information was leaked to the media and they couldn't carry that out anymore. And eventually, then invited me to come to their office in Abuja. After one of them reached out to me and found that I was in Abuja. which was something I disclosed because everywhere I fly to, I take a video of my flight, take off and landing, and state to people where I am on my WhatsApp status. And there are quite a lot of these guys on my status, police, DSS, and all that. So I did then go on Monday last week to their office. So an office known as Federal Investigation Department, FID, and met the DIG in charge, one Galandashi. He welcomed me and then said, well, we should invite the media. Invited the media and read out an extract from what they said was police investigation.
Directed by the officers to the consternation of extant loss. The father instructed his driver, whose name not known, to keep moving the car, which almost knocked down the police officer standing in front of it.
Which settled on my encounter with police in Lagos. And said, do you have anything? So I said, no, I prefer to talk to your man because I saw that as a circus. So when we were done, I went down with his man to see his man. And I then quickly realized they weren't interested in an interview. They were just trying to figure out how to detain me. So, and after back and forth, they came back and said, we don't want to detain you. We would like to grant you bail, an administrative bail. And then it put all these conditions, majorly that I should go and produce a Nigerian civil servant, level 17, who is equivalent to permanent secretary in the Nigerian civil service, and also that I should deposit my international passport. So I rejected the bail condition, and that was the perfect opportunity they were looking for to detain me. So I was detained.
Also, where's my friend? You are not supposed to be traveling in the middle of town. No, you are VIP now. Executive. I'll bring a passport. A police will stop us. No problem, no problem. You have escort. I'm going to provide you escort. And Revolution. Aluta! Aluta! Continue! Now.
And the next day, they then filed charges. It wasn't anything new. It was just probably more liberal, because they're tired of detaining me in just the way they used to. Well, any form of detention is a cell. But interestingly, when we were leaving, they said, oh, we're taking you to our hotel. So this time around, maybe it's a hotel. That maybe it's a better way to say police hotel. But I was detained at part of town that's known as the Abattoir police station.
Can I go back now?
There's a bunch of police units that were involved with the former NSAS. But since with the former SARS, the Special Anti-Robbery Squad. But since SARS was disbanded after NSAS, they now broke them down to different units. The one I was detained at is called IRC. I think it's AIG Rapid Unit or something. I'm not sure of the exact name. And so that was where I spent 3 nights and 4 days before I was granted bail in court. But when I was served with charges, it contained exactly what I had heard. And it was that the IG was upset that I called him an illegal IG. So the 16-count charge was a repetition of me saying that, Mr. Man, you are illegal. You have no right to stay in office or to continue in office. And that the IG then considers that an affront, and thus got the police legal department to file the charges against me for cybercrime.
When people take over street, all oppressors, then go run away. When people take over street.
So I was arraigned before a judge.
This God is too small.
And the judge, we applied for bail immediately, but the judge said he needs time and then we should come the next day. We have just completed one leg of the arguments for today. The police came, charged me for offenses that were contrary to the police service rules 367, which says that no police officer should use the police office to carry out personal vendetta. That's pretty much how that was described. But the IG of police, the illegal IG of police, I'm repeating it here again today, Kayode Egbetokun, is doing just that. We are here to end the charlatanism that has become Nigeria and public office and public service. So I'm following the police back to the hotel they provided for me. They call it hotel in there because tomorrow the judge will give a final ruling on bail. Even though it should never have happened that somebody of my status, a presidential candidate twice in this country, who, if elections were properly held, I'll be president today with full immunity, is being told that I will jump bail for offense of cybercrime. I even have another trial coming out on February 4th for the same offense. But in the country we found ourselves, I'm going to leave you with lawyers, very competent, radical, tireless, indefatigable lawyers to brief you with the rest. Yes, go ahead. I rejected the administrative bail of the police because I cannot, in good conscience, continue to participate in illegality. The courts have made it very clear that the police have no right to grant administrative bail that asks for civil servants to own, first and foremost, 100 million naira houses, which is a crime. That's corruption. And to stand bail for me, who is an employer of labor. I'm a publisher of an internationally renowned news website. I have people who are hired in Nigeria and abroad. I'm not a civil servant. In fact, I'm an uncivil citizen who is against all kinds of corruption, and I've spent my entire life fighting against corruption. So to now ask me, to insult me that I should provide a level 17 director who had not, who had not gotten employment when I was fighting for democracy in 1992, to now ask the president to come and stand surety for me is the biggest insult. Even if President Bola Tinubu had appeared as my surety, I would have rejected that very laughable, frivolous, ridiculous, and I dare say stupid bail condition. If the court in its own wisdom decide that they want my passport in their coffers because it's a very special passport, that's a different issue. But we must continue to reject the impunity of the Nigerian police and their officers who will just invite you and then ask you to deposit your passport. I'm going to bring a level 17 civil servant. Even by the civil service rules, there is no level 17 officer, because a level 17 officer in the civil service is a permanent secretary who is politically appointed by the president. So you expect such a person to come and stand surety for SOWORE? I'm not being arrogant and I'm not bragging. But, you know, in 1992, when I was a student leader, Tinubu was a senator, and I was more powerful than him in the Nigerian society.
So how dare them ask me? And I can guarantee you that at that time, Egbetekun probably had just joined the police and he was a sergeant, or that is if he has not forged his age.
Came back the next day and I was granted bail.
The judge has finally granted bail after the hearing yesterday, and the bail conditions are...
There's someone with 10 million who can prove that he has 10 million naira. 10 million naira will be about $5,000 or thereabout. And then I should deposit my passport. So I have always known that my passport was their target. So. I had to because it was a court order, but if it's a court order, it's a different ballgame. Because if you deposit your passport with the court, you can go apply for it if you have to travel. But with the police, they could just disappear with a passport and claim it's missing. The police has no right to grant foolish administrative bail conditions to people. And I also to make the point that I was not going to accept to be asked to produce a civil servant, level 16, with a house worth 100 million naira in Abuja, which is a self-corruption. So I can't accept that. So interestingly, when the judge was going to grant his own bail, I think he must have read the tea leaves and never mentioned that I produced a civil servant. So he just said anybody with 10 million naira, and that could be anybody. Also with the landed property with CFO in Abuja, which is quite a Herculean bail condition, considering that most people who own land in Abuja don't have CFOs. So yesterday I went back for the case that I came for originally, and to see how foolish or crazy these people are. Their lawyer came to court and said, I can't find my motion. And you were there, right? And that's how that ended. So, and these cases are adjourned again till April next April and May. Yeah. So the crime they claimed I committed happened in Lagos. Part of it happened in Lagos, actually. The crime they allegedly committed, saying that the AIG was illegal, happened on cyberspace. That was on Twitter and Facebook. So, interestingly, when they alleged that the crimes were committed, I was in the US. So I wasn't within jurisdiction. But I think they assumed jurisdiction over the cyberspace. That's quite interesting. So, but they chose Abuja as the forum to conduct the trial. And as such, that was why the bail conditions have to be fulfilled within the Abuja FCT area jurisdiction. I think they just conveniently have found something new to replace my old, tired, worn-out charges with. And this was perfect opportunity for them. So the court case that brought me to Nigeria was regarding allegation by a political operative and so-called billionaire. His name is Ned Owoko, and they claimed that Sahara reporters wrote stories against him that has made him to become ridiculed in the eyes of society, and then approached the police to arrest me in 2021 or so. And they arrested me. They kept me in detention for hours, but they didn't detain me overnight. And then took me to court also the next day. But that case has not even reached the point of arraignment. We're challenging the judge and challenging the validity of the charge still. So yesterday was supposed to be a hearing regarding one of the challenges we posed to the charge, but the police prosecutor claimed in court that he couldn't find his motion. So it didn't take more than 5 minutes before that charade fell apart. But we have to come back to court in May again to see how far that goes. And we have to come back to court over the Inspector General's case in April 2025. Today is one of those days that we're in court for some of these frivolous cybercrime cases. Nothing significant happened. Nothing significant happened as to make us find it necessary to be briefing you about what happened in court today. What we must continue to work on is a self-imposed, very hard job of fixing our country, Nigeria, ensuring that the country is governed by the right set of people. And those who might have found themselves in position of authority illegitimately are shown the way out.